Hi everyone, and welcome to my next video. Today I would like to talk about why I think dividend investing is much safer way to invest than trying to go for the growth stocks. I would like to start with a little bit of history. Let's go back to 1929. Between 1929 and 1932, the stock market dropped around 90%, and it took almost 25 years for it to recover to the same heights. Now, imagine you're someone who's been investing for a while into growth stocks and they're doing very well and you're planning to retire. A lot of financial books tell us to move our money from stocks into something safe like bonds a few years before we retire, just in case the stock market drops. There is a problem with this thought though. What if the stock market drops not only for a few years, but for 25? Are you going to be willing to wait for 25 years to retire? Let's say you're 50 years old and you were planning to retire when you're 55. Are you going to wait until you're 70, 75 to retire? And this is where I see the problem with investing into growth stocks. You simply have no control over what will happen and when it will happen. Recently, the US stock market was doing very well. Unemployment was very low, and all of a sudden coronavirus happens. We simply don't have control over those type of things. Now, very important point to understand is that the share price quite often has nothing to do with the underlying business of the company. The company still could be making a lot of profit. Profit could be actually going up. Price of the shares could be going down. To illustrate that, let's look back a few months ago. DGAA index dropped around 37% in 2 months. At the same time, most of the companies on the stock market dropped as well, including companies that specialize in pharmaceuticals. Is there a reason for them to drop? If you think about it, not really. Their underlying business didn't change. People still need to buy medication, and if anything, the one who would be benefiting from the coronavirus because they will be developing vaccines to supply the whole world population. Yet their stocks dropped as well. Also, an important observation. During the Great Depression, average dividend payout was 14%. That's not because they kept increasing their dividends. It's simply because the company's shares dropped in price. But a lot of companies were still making profits and they were still paying dividends. As a matter of fact, there is a lot of companies that paid dividend for over 100 years. That's including during the Great Depression, during the both world wars, and even the Spanish flu epidemic. Also, during the recession, dividend-paying companies tend not to drop as much in price as overall stock market. And there is a reason for that. Because people tend to flock away from the growth companies to the dividend-paying companies to make the passive income. When I purchase dividend companies, I tend to purchase companies that, in my opinion, are recession-proof. Now, what are the recession-proof companies? Let's think about it for a minute. If the economy gets bad and you even lose your job, will you start brushing your teeth once a week only? Or take showers once a month? Probably not. You're still going to brush your teeth, you're still going to take showers. So I tend to buy companies who manufacture products that are used by anyone, no matter what's happening with the economy. Also companies that provide service, which is not affected by the economy. For example, Procter & Gamble makes a lot of products that we use in our everyday lives. Toothpaste, Crest, they make shampoo, Head and Shoulders, Pantene Pro V, they make laundry detergent, Tide, Gain. They actually have 22 products that generate over $1 billion in sales every year. Another type of companies that I like to purchase are utilities companies. If you think about it, even if the economy is bad, people are still going to pay their utility bills because they need electricity, they need heat, they need water. So that's something that's considered to be very safe and recession proof. I personally think also telecom companies became recession proof in the last 10 years. And the reason for that is because if you look, these days almost nobody has a home phone, but there is a cell phone pretty much for every member of the family. We're all addicted to our cell phones. We just can't imagine being without one. We all want to be connected to the internet, to the world. And there was actually research done, and people say they will skip the meal, but they will make sure that they pay their cell phone bill. That's how important the cell phones are to them. So to me, that's all indication of a very safe investment. Please let me know what you think about my thoughts. In my next few videos, I'm going to talk about which stocks I actually own, tell you why I picked them. I also want to talk more about how I find money to invest. I find a lot of YouTube channels out there, they give you advice what to invest in, but nobody even talks about where to get the money to actually invest. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button. That will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So this way more people will see it. I really like talking about investing, so if you have any questions, write a comment and I'll try to answer it. If you want me to talk about something, just let me know.